Some great reactions to part one, including folks that I learned are putting in a lot of effort to keep the Hawks at a Division I level. Those folks believe a decision is not final and that there are still conversations to be had. That's exciting to consider, as I've been a long-time supporter of the program, and maybe there are insights here that might be of some help. With that, I'll offer my take on facility elements that must be considered for our athletic program to thrive and should be incorporated into the larger analysis. It should be stated that these elements are absolutely influencing the current program, and I believe deserve attention right now, regardless of any alignment discussions. The campus is certainly facing what I would describe as an attraction problem. Yes, enrollment is the goal, but first you have to have students and their families be attracted to the academic offerings, quality of life elements, safety, and of course the physical campus. Its look, feel, attitude, amenities, fun potential, then of course the people, all of that. As discussed in part one, in the case of athletics, facilities are complex and serve a wide range of constituents. Certainly the student athletes and coaches, administrative staff, donors, operations, counselors, all that, attendees of games, visitors, everyone. Each requires a distinct type of space that functions appropriately and facilitates their piece of the operation. A basic facility requirement includes some sense of continuity, that a space will not break down and that one can reasonably expect will function as intended and facilitate whatever is happening in it. Basic. In some simpler spaces, such as a basic office, the risk of failure is limited to maybe the lights, electricity, perhaps heating or cooling, but for the most part, a person could continue to work through many conditions. One or two elements. The more complex a facility, the more elements that require attention to mitigate that risk. Attention comes in the form of visual inspections, preventative maintenance, timely corrective repairs, and steady reinvestment and renewal. This is in addition to remodeling or renovating spaces to change their purpose or substantially upgrade their capabilities. In the case of our athletic facilities, risks and vulnerabilities in these areas should be carefully calculated based on their potential for disrupting operations and not attracting the best student athletes, coaches, and administrators. One of the biggest risks is the building roof and the envelope. Leaks happen, and that has to be something that is taken care of. You have to have a good structure on the outside on a roof to keep the elements out. HVAC system, the electrical system, the pool and its associated infrastructure. All these are vulnerabilities that could disrupt practice, training, competitions, all of that. Back of the house, ordering and issuing of equipment, storing, tracking, competition spaces. They're wonderful spaces. The drainage on the softball and baseball fields need repair. The bleachers in the main arena need repair. There are a lot of fan experience issues that really need attention. Off-season maintenance. I've seen more than once athletes shoveling off bleachers in preparation for an early season lacrosse game or a late season soccer game. The lack of that kind of infrastructure to manage these spaces is problematic. There's not enough space for all the athletes in the locker rooms. The training, strength, and conditioning functions are held together with shoestrings and need to be expanded and grown. Compliance, academic assistance, coaches are sharing offices. There's not enough practice fields. In fact, there's not even a track. Our track team gets bused to a local high school to work out and perform in meets, always away. So it's those kind of things that are important for us to consider as we go through this process. Now, I will say that recreation and physical activity spaces for the general student body is huge. There's no doubt that this type of space is lacking, and it is just in fact something that incoming students rank among their most influential factors in deciding where to attend. There has to be a way to feature some awesome and accessible spaces that exist alongside student athlete specific spaces, not instead of them. It's critical for recruiting and retaining the best talent, not just athletes, but the student body as well. So anyways, those are some of the basic elements that seem to rise to the top for me in terms of things that require further analysis from a space and facilities perspective. As noted, this list grows with the move to Division III that would shift the program into all sorts of other obligations. There are approaches grounded in research and practice that can help guide organizations through this kind of complex maze of decisions and related to facilities. It's sometimes referred to as strategic facilities management and really requires an alignment between the built environment and its management with organizational goals and objectives, with constant analysis and reevaluations as buildings are truly alive and they're changing all the time. The recent shift on campus of the management of campus facilities, buildings, and grounds to Aramark, also with the theory that money will be saved, is an important development for the campus that is in need of attention and some reinvention. So with that, go Hawks, and maybe somehow this conversation can be better informed as we make decisions going forward.